What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you live from, you guessed it, Washington, D.C. And I was able to secure my friend to come hang out with me onto the show. So, as we start on our shows, drop your city, drop your state. Why? Because it allows us to figure out where to do meetups and hangouts and see some of you. I'm already scheduled to see some of you on Sunday. So for those of you who know, you know. So Kendra Barnes, for those who don't know you, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey y'all, my name is Kendra. I'm the founder of The Key Resource. I'm a real estate investor, and I recently just retired from the 9-to-5 life at the age of 32. So this is it's been literally 1 week since I retired.
Now, I always say we hear these stories of people, oh, I retired at 25. I want to bring on real actual people who did something followable. So before we get into that though, what's up, everybody? What's up, Be More in the building, Charm City buyers? Fifi Georgina said, I'm not starting lunch until Ericka and crew comes on. Is this how you use your lunchtime, girl? Good.
Wow.
Don't do it on the clock.
Dedication.
All right. What's up, West Palm Beach, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, Houston. What's up, Leslie? New Orleans in the building. Listen, the funniest thing, I was in the airport and it was a white guy and he had some flavor. He was just telling jokes. And then he's like, flights to Nolans. He was doing the whole accent and I was very uncomfortable, but it was in Houston. Apparently that's his favorite city. So he had the accent rolling.
That's so random.
Decatur, Georgia, Charlotte, Miami. What's up, you guys? Thanks for coming in. Atlanta. I said that's too much Black beauty on one camera. All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, well, do what we do. Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Ericka Watson. We have to do another Philadelphia real estate video. One, because I keep bothering Aisha Selden.
Awesome.
She gonna come see me. She don't know it. But she goes. I was like, can you take me to a Philly's cheesesteak place? She's like, I'm a vegan.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me research the people's profile before I do that.
Exactly.
All right, we got Connecticut in the building, Charleston in the building, Los Angeles, Boston. All right, so Kendra, you've been on the show before, and for those of you, the link is in the chat for the moderators for Kendra's courses, because Kendra gave us an amazing sale. It was ready to launch.
Ready to learn.
Ready to learn. My bad. Ready to learn was the discount code, and it gave you 50% off on the summit. So before we even hop into all that, tell us how you went to school for free. Because every time we come on the show, there's new people watching. New people be wanting to hear.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Being able to get a full ride scholarship for undergrad, and I got one for grad school too, but undergrad specifically really helped me build wealth faster, because I know a lot of people are burdened with student loan debt and they feel like they'll never be able to get out from under it. So years ago, when I was 17, a senior in high school, my mom, she told me she would buy me a car if I got a full ride. And I was so pressed to get a car. So I would apply for all these scholarships trying to get this full ride. I came across this scholarship, you guys, called the USDA 1890 Scholars Program. So if you Google it, USDA 1890 Scholars Program, what happened is the Department of Agriculture was trying to get more minorities into the agricultural related fields. So they were giving out full ride scholarships if you would attend an HBCU, which is a historically Black college university, major in something agricultural related, which I didn't even know what agriculture was. I was like, what did they even do?
What is dirt?
I don't even like animals. I don't like being outside. Please tell me I can sit at the desk. And I majored in agricultural economics. So I applied for the scholarship. I got it. And the full ride is really cool because not only is your education paid for, but your room and board is paid for. Meals, literally I could go in the bookstore and get whatever I wanted. Pencils, paper, that TI-89.
That's the government for real.
Calculator?
Yes.
It was so expensive. I remember
for no reason.
I bought one, lost it, got another one, just literally in there.
She lost our government money.
All my books and everything were paid. Books, supplies, meals, room, board for 4 years. And they gave me an internship every summer where I was making money, and I had free housing in DC. And I got a guaranteed job upon graduation. It's insane.
First of all, DC, free rent in DC was worth the scholarship alone.
Yeah.
Then did your mom give you a car?
Oh yeah, I got the car. I got a used Toyota Corolla. She paid $4,000 for it. I was literally the happiest person. But if you can imagine, as a parent paying $4,000,
she's happy. Hey, I'll give you that.
Right, but I never even, as a kid, or a teenager, I didn't think about how big it was and how much of a burden that I wasn't going to have like growing up. I'm thinking about that car. Like I want that used $4,000 Toyota. And I was so happy about it. But now as an adult, I see like how far it got me because I didn't have any debt. Graduating.
So just for the record, I used to work in financial aid office. So you guys know that here. And we would be giving all these counsels to be like, listen, you're $40,000 in debt. This is how much your payment's gonna be. And people be like, so the average person in the United States actually has $20,000 student loan debt. But if you think about $20,000, that's $150 a month for 10 years. Now the problem is people keep deferring them. So now they 30 still with $20,000 or with some more interest.
Yeah.
And that's really the problem, right? So it's a double. And plus you came out with a super cool job because like I was telling the audience before when we talked, you got to travel. Name all the places you got to travel.
Oh, so I was an international economist for the Department of Agriculture, which is a mouthful, but basically I got to travel to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, China. I went like all over China, Guatemala, and then I went all over the US. Like I've been to places that I would have never gone on my own.
Wait, China?
Yeah.
We were friends with China? Okay. China?
Yeah, we have an exchange program with them.
I'm just messing because sometimes you be like, we friends like that with China? Okay.
So, and that was like years ago too. But I also went to places like Montana and South Dakota and like places I would have never gone like on my own, but it was really cool.
So the best one was Guatemala, right? You said you had a maid.
Yeah, they sent me to Guatemala.
They rub their feet every day.
After hearing all this, they're probably like, why would she quit? I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm gonna tell you why I quit.
Look, before she gets to telling us why she quit, even though she was in Guatemala getting her feet rubbed. What's up? There's 65 of y'all here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. You know it's probably gonna be 150 of y'all. So hit that like button for me. And if you love the content so far, drop a 1. So right now we've got Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Connecticut, Charleston, Los Angeles, more Boston. We got H-Town in the building. Please do, Ericka. I can take you to cheesesteaks. Okay, Ericka Watson. Philly Connect.
Nice.
They can't imitate that natural New Orleans flavor. Brock, he was trying. Candace Marie said, yes, I love Kendra's courses. Super helpful.
Oh, thank you.
LA here, Rockville. What is Rockville?
Oh, hey, Candace. I know who. I'm like, oh, thanks, but I know who you are. Thanks. So thank you.
We got somebody in Rockville. Welcome to the DC area, Ericka. Where's Rockville? Is that here?
Yes, Maryland.
Okay. Brooklyn, New York, USDA scholarship. That's right, Curtis. Damn, that sounds better than a GI Bill. Listen, y'all, did y'all just hear that though? She literally said she got free books.
Yeah, books,
free housing,
supplies, housing, meals,
free meals
for 4 years while I was an undergrad, and then a guaranteed job upon graduation.
Listen, do you have a referral link for that scholarship?
I don't, but y'all.
They should give you one though.
Google it. I think the last time I looked at the site, it said applications were going to be coming out soon. And now they have it so that if you know anyone that's in college, so you're like, oh, they've already started college, you can still apply for it while you're in college up until you're a junior. And however many years they pay for your schooling, then so basically the guaranteed job upon graduation, you have to work for them for like however many years that they pay for your schooling, right? Mm-hmm. So I saw it as a guaranteed job. Some people see it as a commitment, but I mean, when you're graduating and you're walking into a job without even an interview or anything.
Exactly. Like, see, people, I got to stay with it. What if I want to be, this is my problem with Americans. Everybody want to keep their options open, but you ain't got no options, Otis. You ain't got none.
I didn't want no options. I mean, I had a government job and it was just like, but I actually went to grad school in between working and fulfilling my commitment. I got a full ride there too, but it was actually.
Let me say commitment like it was like.
Yeah, like,
you know, they committed.
But halfway through grad school, y'all, like I really realized that not only was this line of work not for me, but like I just knew I wasn't going to be a 9-to-5 kind of person. Mm-hmm. So I tried to drop out of grad school. My mom stopped speaking to me for a week because she was so disappointed that I would like blow a full ride
like a whole week. Like,
but I was like, Mom, I really feel like I'm passionate about other things. Like I want to do something else. I do not want to do, have this traditional lifestyle. And this was before this retire early thing was snap.
Fire movement.
This was before being an entrepreneur was like a cool thing to do. Mm-hmm. So I ended up staying in grad school. I finished. I started working for USDA. I completed my 4-year commitment and I kept working there for 10 years. So, 10 years after I got out of grad school. So, but I tried to pursue my passions earlier. I did. But I'm glad I stuck with it though.
Sorry, it was moving. Stacy said, "Damn."
Oh, it's called, if y'all want to Google it, it's called the USDA 1890 Scholars Program. And so the applications are usually due like, around the springtime. So y'all can look it up.
Alrighty. So, hello everybody from Staten Island. What's up, Staten Island? Eric 3 Frog. Wow, great deal. Best part is you really used it properly to lift yourself up. Facts. There's some people I feel like they be in government jobs because they know they can't get fired, just doing the least, not doing the most. We've talked about this on the channel. Top notch, get the most, not the less.
I was doing my job though.
She was doing her job.
Doing it very well. But all the while I was working to create my own retirement and start like making it so that I wouldn't need that job. And so that's how I got to where I am. So I use that job to leverage and invest in my.
But that's the whole point of the rat race, right? People be like, oh, I need a new car, I need a new Lexus, I need a new BMW. Like, but if you just pay all this off, you free to do whatever.
Exactly.
Candace says, girl, we just sign away our life and not know any better till it's time to graduate. Facts. Curtis Davis, the problem with student housing, grants cover classes, but not the housing and food, like $20K a year. Ooh, LA. Oh, he's in LA. Yeah, that's bad. Ooh. ATL, New York. One and hit the like button. Dallas, Texas. Nashville. Listen, y'all know I have a special place in my heart for Nashville. Brooklyn. Stacy's talking about damn. Stop, Stacy. Harlem, Greensboro, not Otis. Listen, Charm City buyers. Otis is the convenient name.
Oh, yeah.
So Otis, so I'll have to update her on the show. So on the show, sometimes we have haters come through. Sometimes people be trolling us. Sometimes I get bad emails or you should do your show this way. And I go, ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. I don't know if you know the 5 heartbeats, but ain't nobody here to see you.
I'm not gonna know the 5 heartbeats. Of course I know the 5 heartbeats.
She may not. Sometimes you don't know stuff. I don't know. Sacramento, keep up the good work. Cool, great. So, all right, 74 of y'all in here. So here's some of the things. What made you say, boom, real estate?
Okay, so a few years ago, I played the game called Cash Flow. I know you know Cash Flow, but it's a game by Robert Kiyosaki. It's like Monopoly, but it's way better because I actually do not even like Monopoly. But once I played the game and I realized that I was literally living in the rat race and I had no way to get out of it, I wasn't investing at all. Like no stocks, no business, nothing, no real estate. So we kind of jumped into real estate randomly, bought a duplex, and we got addicted. We were like, oh, wow, that money you have sitting around can be making so much money. So we invested and just, it's kind of like a snowball effect. We just kind of got started from there.
Did you have like a Dave Ramsey moment at all? Like, oh, I got to pay all this debt off, or
no?
Because you had what? Were you still using that same car your mom gave you?
No, I actually bought a new car. So here's the thing. So I graduated with no student loan debt, but I didn't graduate like completely loaded. I didn't have tons of money. I don't come from like a wealthy family. And I also have like some really bad spending habits. So I was that person like swiping that credit card and wouldn't know. Yeah, I was just like,
young person.
I was young and I didn't even realize like, okay, what I'm doing now is going to affect me for years to come, right? So I had some spending habits I had to kind of fix or whatever. But we played Cash Flow, Robert Kiyosaki game, got into real estate, and we leveraged debt. We leveraged mortgages, to get into real estate. So I don't agree with Dave Ramsey and how he like preaches to people.
For the record,
I don't agree with being completely debt free before you invest in real estate. I think you should do what's best for you. I don't think you should ever get yourself into a situation where you can't pay your debts, you can't pay your credit card bill, and you can't pay your student loans because you're doing too much or whatever. But I think if everyone were to wait until they're debt free to invest in real estate, they're gonna be waiting forever, and you're missing out on opportunities to pay down your debt with your real estate investing returns or with your stock whatever you invest in. So yeah.
So my thing is, on the channel, I used to be like Dave Ramsey before you Robert Kiyosaki because people have bad habits, right?
Okay,
so sometimes they be making more money, but they be like crackhead, like they be eating out more, traveling more. You be like, wait a minute. You need to have an overarching mission and goal, and that helps.
Yeah.
So I think that, and honestly, like there's a thing saying about the study shows that like when people have their first heart attack, it's like the chances of having a second one are like much lower because they get scared and they change their whole diet and exercise. Okay. Right. So even if they like the doctors keep reporting like, oh, this patient turned it around, like on high numbers because something actually happened. So the same thing happens in the financial world where somebody has a medical disaster or a health foreclosure. It's like the turnaround after
shocks
that.
them into like acting right. Yeah.
And even if you look at Dave Ramsey's numbers, even though, again, we're not super fans, the average person pays off debt in 18 months. You just follow that because it's so strict.
Oh.
They're like, ugh, like they just ready to get out of it. So it's one of those things. But the difference between, like, there's a book called Retirement is a number, not an age. People don't understand. It's like the only difference between you and me, if we're both making the same money every year, is our investments. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? And tax strategy, but mostly investments.
That's true.
Like my friends have better tax strategies than I do. They got rentals all over the place, depreciation all over. You know what I mean? Like they have tax strategies, and that's the difference. So it's really important for people to see faces that look like them. So now I've been real good and positive with you, but now we in person.
Oh,
bigger pockets. Listen, y'all. Listen. I'm gonna read these super chats and get her a minute to collect herself, but I'm gonna ask her some questions.
Not give me a minute to collect myself.
Nah.
Ericka always starting something.
So God, there's so many. Charm City Buyer, she knows the game because Khalil and I whoop everybody when we play cash flow.
They did
win.
True? I mean, Khalil probably won in record time. It wasn't even fun. He won so quickly. It was like,
stop, Khalil.
Gosh. It wasn't even a game.
What's up from Harlem, Kiwanis? Okay. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting the show. Legion 1225. Is that Legion? What's that say? Legend?
Legion.
Thank you. Shout out for both of us. Thank you for the $5. It'll be to our coffee fund. Love cash flow in Sim City. Oh, okay. Yes, cash flow. Knowing your current quadrant, like employees or small business or big business or investor. That's my number one book. When people say, "Oh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad changed my life," I'm like, that book didn't change my life. Cash flow quadrant did because what happened is I was an apartment manager, but I'm like, I really want to be an investor. Like I had a business before. I don't want to be self-employed business person. I want to be an investor. What can I do to be an investor? And at the end of the day, every road I've ever traveled just shows me make more money, right? Like Grant Cardone Capital people were talking to me, and I was like, I could probably get a better deal. You know what I mean? With local people I know. And the problem is even though there's deals out there that are better, if you don't have the capital to invest, right? Like I want to buy this condo at this waterfront over here. Kendra need to keep on the prices. Watch it while I'm gone.
That thing is crazy expensive. How much is it?
I don't know. It's gonna be on this waterfront back here.
It's gonna be $1 million.
No. Oh gosh. Thank you. Say that first name.
I don't even see where you're looking.
Right here. Oops.
Siani
Herbert. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm now saving $210 bank certificates monthly and $40 in dividend stocks monthly. I have a disabled child and no income. How do I become cash independent? I would say a good way to start probably is if you've seen any of our videos with Andre Hatchett, mobile notary is something you could do depending on your time, on how much time you have to spend with your child. What's another one? Another person that comes on our show all the time. Oh, I forgot their name. That's sad.
So basically, it's like increasing income.
Increasing income. So the biggest thing for you to get cash independent would be to increase the income so that you can find better avenues to invest in. If you want to ask, since you dropped the super chat, if you have any rental property or you own your own home, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, that's what really moved the needle for us because my husband also retired. So we both were able to quit our jobs. We no longer depend on like having to exchange time for money. And our rental properties helped us do that. So not only do we not need to work every single day for money, we created our own retirement fund. I don't need that retirement plan that my job had set up for me. And it's so interesting because as I was going around and getting paperwork signed to quit, on my last day and everything, I saw people that have been working there, for 30, 40 years. And I'm like, yeah, I got 3 more years to go. And I'm just
to do
like,
what?
Yeah.
What's the next thing they're going to do?
I don't know.
And what's crazy, people say 65 is the retirement age, but every time I talk to people, there's no retirement in sight because there's no money.
They're working way beyond that. They're like, I was supposed to retire 5 years ago, but I got 2 kids in college and I can't afford to retire. And I'm just like, yikes. I don't know. So it's just really important to invest. And even if you might love your job, and I'm not saying everyone needs to quit their 9 to 5, you may love your job and you want to work until you're 65. That's great. But still, like, have some investments and have your money making money so that when you do get ready to like settle down and you want to go travel and like just live your life, you don't have to be like, oh, well, I got little Johnny in college, so now I can't. Like,
well, or little Johnny's living with you, because at the end of the day, this is a problem people have on the back end. They're taking care of elderly parents.
yeah.
Excuse me. They're taking care of elderly parents, and then they're also taking care of millennials.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Gen Z taking themselves to work. Okay. She said, Herbert said, Hurricane Harvey destroyed my life and had to start over in New York. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks.
Oh.
Legion 1225 said, I own 3 properties outright. Candace said, oh, wow, both of y'all? Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing. They eating cereal at their house every day. I be calling them, what y'all doing? Just chilling.
Well, we manage our properties. So we self-manage our properties. And so like now, you know, my husband takes a bigger role in that. And then for me, the key resource keeps me busy, y'all. Creating these courses, doing the webinars and things like that. But we're also just traveling and like we're about to go to Vegas in a couple days. Like,
yeah, I had to like kidnap her to get her over here.
Yeah. So it's cool.
So I know you forgot about it, but don't worry, I'm back.
Oh, shoot.
Bigger pockets. So some of the things that I've been bringing up on the channel is bigger pockets. Grant Cardone as well. Bigger pockets have been saying ghetto, war zones, you know, drug dealing, you know, just problems. Never invest in the hood. The reason I'm mad with it because I feel like they say that and then 2-3 years later they change their mind.
Yeah.
Or they never really believed that. They still were investing the whole time.
That one.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a punk fake.
I agree. I think it's that one. I think they're saying don't invest in the hood. I wouldn't invest there if my wife couldn't walk there. What did he say? He wouldn't invest there if he wouldn't feel comfortable with his wife walking around at night or whatever. But meanwhile, that's probably where they're investing and making their biggest returns. Because as an investor, I mean, there's so much value in the same neighborhoods that they're trashing. So I don't like it for that reason, but I also I don't like it because I feel like a lot of people are falling for it. And for us, the neighborhoods that they're talking about are like predominantly Black, right? And I just feel like a lot of times other people see value in our neighborhoods before we do. And so I just don't want people to fall into this trap of believing like, oh, I can't invest in the hood or whatever, because if you don't, you're going to miss out. Like, if you look around, gentrification is happening everywhere. And I'd rather... Because
they're looking for cheap places to live too.
Yeah, I mean,
I always tell people that, like,
yeah,
like some of that's so misleading because they will buy in a chic neighborhood that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So telling you not to invest somewhere that they gonna go flip a whole house and live in it.
It's crazy. There's so many opportunities out there. I would say don't be scared, just be prepared.
Also, do you think there's enough voices outside of bigger pockets that fit our community?
Yeah, I mean, me, you, Charm City, Hood Estates, like Nita, like everyone you've had on your show, Andre. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing what I'm, doing with the key resource and stuff, because people need to see like, oh, it's possible. Like we've invested in those not so good neighborhoods. And that's the reason why we're able to retire now, because those neighborhoods turned around, values went up, rents went up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like investing is about taking risks, but it's also about having that foresight and patience, right? To wait until things turn around. So, yeah.
Well, also my other problem with bigger pockets is they are very much against people buying mentor coaching.
Oh, really?
Yes. They think it's sleazy.
Oh, so they don't sell mentoring or coaching?
They pretend like they don't, but some of them do. See, this is his hypocrisy. Ugh, I can't talk. You know the word.
Yeah, hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, right? Where you're saying, oh, don't invest in the hood. These real estate 2-day courses are full of crap. These online courses are crap. These coaches are crap. They're all shams.
Yeah.
But they're selling all their books. They're selling.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's.
They got the books. They got the online platform and stuff. I mean.
They got the webinars. They got the, you know what I mean?
I'm not a bigger pockets fan. This is why Ericka wanted to bring me on here, because she think I'm gonna say something crazy. But
no, I don't need you to say nothing crazy.
But low key though, like if you're in my Facebook group and you post something about bigger pockets, probably gonna get deleted. I would delete the comment. No bigger pockets in my Facebook group.
It's like, and here's the thing too. I feel like taking advice from somebody out of a place of privilege, or they don't have their same story, it's hard to relate. Like there was a guy on there, he had like, oh yeah, I got $1 million in business lines of credit. Well, he didn't disclose to you that he had $300,000 in lines of credit, and he just bumped it up over 8 months. Like it was a part of his story, but it was like, okay, how did you get the first 300,000? And
levels to it.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are here talking about credit cards, and a lot of times I just feel like, I'll be careful. I just feel like there's some people saying, if Bigger Pockets is pushing down on coaching, pushing down on mentoring, but you're a person who is maybe Black, maybe Hispanic, we have very diverse people on this channel, and you're like, I need somebody who look like me that has the same story, like I'm gonna ask you for help. Now that boxes that person in, because now like I'm gonna talk some more shit. Fortune builders, I don't have 20 grand to give away, and I don't recommend anybody else.
What Bigger Pockets is talking about, I could kind of see how Fortune builders
would fit that. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie,
it's kind of sleazy. But people can turn it around out of it.
Yeah, no, people are.
But if you got 20K to toss to Fortune builders, you can take that 20K and go see Cousin Nita
and buy a property. Yes,
you can take that 20K and go see Asia.
Detroit.
You know what? If you want to harass Charm City buyers, don't do it. Tell her you need a turnkey duplex
for 20K.
For 20K, she's gonna be like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Not possible.
Jay Work said Bigger Pockets helps all people, no matter the race. That's not fair. Come on, Jay. Listen, if you go review how they treated Lisa Phillips about a good solid 5 years ago, and the guy from Ohio basically calling houses under 30K dogs, there's a ton of link of evidence that, and there's another contributor, I won't say her name because she's actually nice to me. She basically has a t-shirt that says she buys homes where the drug dealers live. Like it's very offensive. And she actually changed it because of people saying that's offensive. So,
but okay, Jay, let's talk about this. So, say we leave out all the remarks that might be offensive. My thing about Bigger Pockets is that, yes, they're a platform that anyone can use, but they also don't represent. So when it comes to getting started with something that's very hard, right, like real estate investing, and it's like really overwhelming, you need to see someone who looks like you to make it possible in your mind. So even though I knew what a real estate investor was, like I knew that real estate investing was a thing, I never saw myself doing it. I never saw that 27-year-old, young Black woman, Kendra, could do it until I saw someone like me doing it. And I'm like, oh. So when you look at Bigger Pockets and everyone is white, most of them are male, what I feel
making $100,000 a year.
Yeah. So people who look like me are going to look at them and say, oh, that's cool, they're doing that, great, Bigger Pockets is so cool. But do they really see that, oh, I can do it? I don't have to look like that to do it. And so that's what's missing. So, I mean, not really trying to like hate on Bigger Pockets and say that they're all bad, because there is some great information on there, but it's just they're missing a key like representation component. So, and that's why I created the key resource. And yeah, that's why I do what I do, basically to show people that it's possible.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Rose Bell said, ladies, you're so right. Thank you for all you're doing. Chris Madonna said, exactly, it's so difficult to relate to Bigger Pockets. Yeah, that's what I do. Always search for Black people. What's up, Pittsburgh, California? What's up? Hey fam, Eddie Hart.
Have you ever listened to that NPR podcast, How I Built This?
No.
Has anyone in the comments? Listen, I'm a
How
nerd.
I Built This.
How I Built This is my favorite podcast, like when it comes to business stuff, because it's like all the businesses you love, like Lyft and like Spanx and Instacart.
Oh, I loved her. I think she's good.
So they tell you how they, in every single story, it's literally like, oh, I was working from my garage, or I was like living on a friend's apartment floor, but then my buddy's dad had like some money and invested in my business. Yeah. Or I knew this person. It was like they all had this connection, or all had this friend who had like some dad who had money and was able to jumpstart their business. And so I just noticed in every single story, yes, they started out from the bottom. They had this great idea, but there was help. There was a connection. I'm like, everyone does not have that story. Like, I would never have had that story. I didn't have any family friends who had like millions who could just be like, oh yeah, go ahead and start this. Instacart thing you've been dreaming of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or Cole Maddox. I keep bringing him up. He's 19. He's Black. His parents sent him to a coding camp when he was 16. And then he's talking about he wanted to do a hedge fund like a year and a half later. Well, his dad, they're both Black, but his dad's a doctor, his mom's a lawyer. Like literally the Cosby Show, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they asked a neighbor, and so then he had like $1 million in investment funds. But Houseway,
that's what I'm saying.
You know.
So he had the.
But I love his youngness and his drive.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out, like, you need those bits and pieces to the story. And I thank y'all for supporting what we're saying here. There's 116 people in here. Definitely. And there's been over 300 people come in and out of the stream. I see the numbers keep going up and going back up and down. So hit the like button. Thank you so much. Thank you, Goddess Noel, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. If you have a serious question that's going to be long-winded, go ahead and super chat. Put $1 or $2 in.
Yeah, ask some questions, you guys.
Oh, there's plenty in here. Some of them I'm ignoring.
Do you have questions about house hacking or anything?
Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Okay.
That's part of the show. Hold on. Candace Marie, man, everybody's saying don't create courses, don't invest in coaching. Right, Candace? Like, anytime you ask Grant Cardone or you ask some of these millionaire people, what happened? Oh, I got a mentor. I got a coach. I bought this course.
Yeah.
And it showed me how to skip all the steps, right? Like, different things like that. Blacker Pockets is cool. Funny. I see you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, how is Coaching Suite? I know, right? What is your Facebook group?
It's called The Key Resource. It's a Facebook group called The Key Resource.
It's called The Key Resource, you guys. Oh, gosh. I'm missing something. Hold on a second. Charles E. Bryson, don't make me hurt you. Yes, if you want to look for turnkey properties.
In Baltimore.
Baltimore for $12.
For $12.
What do you think about investing in properties outside the United States?
I don't have any experience.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I don't know.
I like watching the HGTV. Take them on hunters, international hunters. That's about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ericka. Exactly. Explain how they got the first 300K, right? People kill me talking about the hood. Many of those neighborhoods used to be vibrant, well-maintained, beautiful Black communities that were destroyed by corrupt government and greedy developers. Now, Goddess Noel, I'm not always going to say greedy developers, but I will say, if you think about it, I had an uncle before he passed away. He was the guy who was like, cut your grass, pull your pants up, do this, do that. Like, but in a neighborhood, if you had 20 of those men, it makes a difference because then each street stays cleaned up. And he was in the military to this day. Before he died, when he was 75, there were men who would come up, 40-something-year-old men, be like, I remember you in the Army. You made me pull, something about pulling pants up or something about cutting their hair. And so that's how communities have real impact. Yeah, and
I mean, there's so many different things.
There's so many different, and he
levels to it.
There's levels to it, but we'll say that. We'll leave that there. Brooklyn Black said, Black people have different needs and ways of communication than others. Y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Wow, you gotta lighten the comments up.
I see your comments. Give me a second. I'm trying to keep the flow of the show the same. Dumas, I'm gonna table that, and maybe we'll have space at the end for that. He said, here's a t-shirt for y'all. I buy trap houses. Stop. Yeah. There is somebody's website say I buy bandos. Nita's posted it before. Oh, wow. T Green said, I didn't even get into investing in money until I saw Black people doing it. I could never relate to the white guys that have been preaching about money on the internet for years. Yeah. So there's a t-shirt I wear that says stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And you'll be surprised how many white people are like, tell me about it. Like they don't even know. Sometimes they be behind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kendra. I subscribe to Lisa. There you go, Curtis.
Awesome.
Yep. How I Built This is an awesome podcast. My favorites are Katie Hughes, Bobby Brown must be the white girl.
The makeup, yeah.
And Ham Sabin. I never met a Black person who has generational wealth. Ooh, well, there's some out there. Racing, there's some out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This has to change.
There's a book called People Like Us, or People. What is it called?
I mean, there's really not enough, and this is like the issue, right? So that's what. But I think this generation, like I feel like my generation is about to change all of that, and like our kids are gonna have generational
for sure.
Yeah, so you will see some.
Chris McDonald, you wow. He said, yep, very difficult to relate to these white prosperity preachers, whether offline or online. Yeah. Okay, $5. All right, thank you again for donating again. Do you think a paid Facebook group for state autism resources and information will be a good way to start making extra money? I just watched Alec. I know you said Decker, but it's Becker. It could be. I think it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if you start a Facebook group for parents who are struggling and they have a disabled child, they might not want to pay $5. I'd say even $2, something small a month. I know $5 doesn't seem huge, but to a family that's like,
I think 5 or 10. I mean, you think about it.
It's reasonable, but.
Well, first I would say, have you done all the research and you have resources for every state, or are you going to be scrambling every time someone from a different state joins your group? But if you already have the resources, or you feel like it'd be easy for you to do, I think people would join for the community too. Oh, wow. People would join just for the community because you're all,
True. They're right. Take away what I said. Alex Becker is right. Listen, I've been saying on the past couple of weeks, there's 5 videos on Alex Becker channel. If you watch them, those 5 videos alone, you can make 70,000 1 year. And the reason I know it is because I've done what he's talking about in the video, and I was like, oh, like, yeah.
There's a niche for everybody. You can basically create a course. Any expertise you have, you can like literally create a course.
State laws and resources. So like, let's say you just get 1,000 parents in there paying $5 a month. That's $5,000. So I mean, it's worth it. You just got to grow it. So
this one.
We did that one.
Oh, we did that one.
We're going to see that one in a second.
Okay.
Oh, Dumas Bacchus, it's not that I'm ignoring your question. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I'm going to read it out, but towards the end. So Kendra's not in trucking at all. So it's like a sidebar question. So
not in trucking yet.
I'm moving from San Jose to Austin in July, looking at Lake Travis area for a house, but we want to buy an apartment as well. What area? Ooh, Black Heights. That's loaded. You're not going to buy an apartment in Austin. I'm not saying you don't have the money, but right now we're in a peak buy. Like Grant Cardone just bought one and pretty much priced out everybody else that was competing with him in the buy apartment.
It's expensive.
It's expensive right now. Like wholesalers don't even wholesale in our area. They pretty much go out to Dallas and other areas. Now, I would say Lake Travis area is really great. I would say your better bet is Waco. Even though Baylor is booming right now, and you have the whole chip in them.
Oh yeah,
it's booming. All that's booming. It's still Waco's a great bet. C properties in Dallas are still good. I'm in an apartment buying group. That's why I'm saying that, because I'm not just saying that out of nowhere. I'm actually in 2 different apartment buying groups. One in Houston and one with Brad Summer.
Did that too.
Yeah. So like that's the whole reason I've been like ramping up this year, so I could be a accredited investor to put money in on some of these groups. Some of these groups take you without being accredited. So, man, thank you, Brent C. Read out what Brent C gave us.
It says, love what you two do. Been following for 2 months. Got your book, Ericka. Awesome.
Brent C gave us $100, you guys. He is the official show sponsor. But I write down all your names. I try to remember. But thank you, Brent C. Brent C gave $100. I will, as I go back through, I'll make sure to write people's name down. Thank you, Black Heights. Thank you, everybody who's been donating. I try to put the show sponsors in the comments.
So this means that lunch is on you, right?
I mean, possibly. I mean, it's your town, though. I'm visiting you. Okay. There's so many. You guys, there are so many. I'm not ignoring you. There's 131 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Hey, ladies, what are your thoughts about buying in Puerto Rico and investing in apartment complexes?
Opportunity zones. Basically, Charm City Buyers was just saying last night that I think 90%, correct me if I'm wrong, Charm City, 90% of Puerto Rico is designated as an opportunity zone right now. So I think the opportunity is there. But I saw a brochure about this apartment complex investment thing in Puerto Rico, and like, someone put it together, you can buy into it. My thing about that is just doing your research. Like if you're trying to invest into somebody, right,
fun. Like, just because see what happens is a lot of you want to be invested as an initial investor and paid off profits minus expenses, which is a technique I'm using in the trucking business. But a lot of times these companies are really paying you like a REIT. Now, what is a REIT? A REIT is a real estate investment trust, and so you're basically getting 7 or 8% on your money. So you definitely have to do your research there. But yeah, Charm City Buyers has a, other than the OPM class, they have the Opportunity Zones class, and we've been sharing those links, and we've been beating Kiera up, making sure she gave us 70% off last time she's here. So if you just go back a video or two, you'll see Kiera's super discount. We made her give us. It lasts to my birthday, March 9th. She tried to give us 2 days. I was like, Kiera, no.
Oh, wow.
March 9th, baby. Extend that thing.
You guys, Ericka really be going to bat for y'all. Make sure y'all have all the discounts and everything. I promise.
I'll be twisting their arm. They be like, when you come on my show, give the discounts. Newsweek rated Austin as the best city in the United States to live in last year. Listen, whenever you see, so I did a show called Boomtowns.
Okay.
And every city they had on it, on the Forbes list, was like booming for 5 years. Like Nashville, Austin, Dallas, Houston. I'm like, these places been booming. Like by the time you read about it in Newsweek, the price is already up. I'll just put it that way. By the time you read about it, the prices are up. And thank you guys for supporting the channel today.
Austin equals DC. Yeah, about
Eddie Hart. The mind is the most powerful muscle in the body. Our mind has to change to grow. Thank you, ladies, for helping change minds. Thank you. Yeah. Austin equals DC. Listen, Austin about to equal, y'all are fired. Y'all are super chatting. Thank you so much. Austin equals San Francisco if they're not careful, if they don't get a hold on that. That's why everybody's like, why y'all buying properties? They were asking me why am I building my house? And I said, because literally the three houses in a row. Well, first one I saw with a friend, and it had been a rental. So I was like, oh, I don't want to move in my first place, and I got to change the carpet, and the bathrooms had been a rental. I know, I was being particular. It was 135 in Pflugerville. Y'all know about Pflugerville.
That's a really good price.
But now guess how much it sold for? Because I backed out of it. Guess how much it sold for? $285,000.
What?
So I missed out on 3 years appreciation.
Girl.
I drive by that house now. I'm so upset.
Wait, when did you pass up buying it?
3 years
3 years ago. Oh, but okay. Yeah.
And my friend was even like, girl, I'll give you the down payment. He's like, I'll partner with you. Like, this is a good deal.
You got connections.
And so
you'd be on the NPR podcast with connections. Like you'd be one of the people I'm talking about.
So Andre what's up, Andre Hatchett? Again, Andre Hatchett, we already mentioned you, your mobile notary. Andre Hatchett has a good course help you make more money. Hashtag Brent C want to get married. Stop, y'all ain't right. Dumas, okay, thank you, Dumas. Thank you, Dwayne, 2827 for the $5 super chat. You can always put a question in there, you know what I mean? Or answer your question afterwards. Charm City Buyer said 100% of the low census tracts are opportunity zones. Is that in Puerto Rico?
Okay.
Charm City Buyer said, I thought we were doing lunch tomorrow. You can. Come, Kendra, like 2 minutes away from you. You can do lunch tomorrow. Look, Kendra, like, don't be scheduling my day. My aunt has over 200 acres of land near Macon. What could she do with it?
Start a farm. Right?
There's so many things. I mean, like,
there's some great tax benefits to starting a farm.
There really is.
Y'all know there's some like loopholes with starting a farm to like you only have to plant like
an acre, 2 acre to 3 acre,
or something less. You could plant like lavender or something like weird like
Texas.
that, and it still be considered a farm or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert on starting a farm, even though I worked for USDA. I didn't do that. But yeah, start a farm. I don't know. At least some of the
I would say
land out.
200 acres. That's more than enough for her to sell you, or however y'all gonna work it out. You could do literally. So I'll give you an example. In Georgetown, Texas, I was working with a businessman who he had 3 acres, but it was shaped wrong. I don't know how to say that. It was shaped narrow. It was a narrow track. So he made a one-way street. It's not a one-way, it's a 2-way, but it was a narrow street and duplexes all on one side. So then he made his 3 acres really stretch because like you just drive down a street of duplexes and then you drive out. And so like the construction demo, the developer built one at a time, but he didn't start at the front. He started at the back. He started the cul-de-sac, and then as they so it made the street get paid first, and it was super smart. But it was like so you have to figure out like multiple ways that you can make that land work for her. Plus, also you can get stuff rezoned to commercial. And there's a lot of things. Macon has very cheap real estate, so you'd have to make it competitive enough for people to move over there. Okay. There you go. Thank you. She shared it. I mean, I don't mind. Listen, Alex Becker has really good stuff. She said the $10,000 a month email marketing guide. These are free videos. Like Alex Becker put out videos.
I heard of this person. Who is this?
He's a multimillionaire out of Dallas. He made a software company. Like he was in the army, got out and just started like SEO and everything. But the reason I laughed because he literally gave like hundreds of videos, but there was like a solid 5. If you followed them, you could have made 7K your first year.
That's
and that's how when she's talking about, I'm like, yes, exactly. So that's the video. So for all you've been asking, that's one of them, 10K a month email marketing. Okay, y'all getting long-winded. Hold on, what time is it? What time do we start? Hey, some of my followers, please tell me how long we've been on. Please help us.
3:30.
They'll let us know. 140 of y'all in here, definitely hit the like button, and also any comments, Put them in there. Hey, Natasha, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hello, Ericka and Kendra. Any insights on Oregon rent control news? How do you feel about that as landlords? Great show.
I don't know about the Oregon rent control news.
Hey, Natasha, give us some details on it. Are they clamping down? Are they forcing things? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, tell us what they're doing, and maybe we can help you and tell you our views on that. And so you're in Oregon. What part of Oregon are you in?
Because I know you guys had one part that was like 16,000 empty apartment complexes.
Oh, what?
Apartment units. So they had all these because it was all luxury. And I'm thinking that's what she's talking about. But give us some update. As landlords, I don't want anywhere that's rent control. I want places that are landlord friendly. And what's funny is I hear people from California. I'm going to beat up on y'all for a second. They'll leave California, come to Texas, come to Phoenix, complain about, oh, you know, where are the what do you call it, services? Where are the services? I'm like, we don't tax you to death. Save your money, invest your money. That's just services, you know? And I know it sounds crazy, but like, it's just a difference of, you know, politicking. But anyway, Curtis Davis, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, thanks, ladies.
Okay, I just looked it up. So basically, and I'm just skimming,
go ahead.
It looks like in Oregon, they're limiting rent increases to 7% a year.
How dare them?
Yeah.
That sounds like some not fixed buildings. Y'all got some raggedy buildings in Oregon.
That's tough. I know in DC, there's a limit on how much you can increase rent per year. I mean, it's even lower. The percentage is lower for like senior citizens. So that's really tough because it's just 7% like all across Oregon.
Ethan Troy, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He said she gave away all the discounts on IG stories. I sure did. I was showing y'all. Listen, Kendra came through and gave y'all half off on the summit because like a lot of people are like, where should I start in real estate? Go get the summit. Like it's the best start.
If you don't know which type of real estate investment is best for you, it lays out 6 different ways. And for me, when I started, I didn't even know that the other 5 ways on the summit existed. So I mean, I think I would have been better off if I would have known about tax liens and tax deeds and wholesaling and things like that. So it's a great place to start because you can kind of figure out, okay, these are the ways I can do it. Which way is best for how much money I have right now, how much time I have, and what my goals are.
I mean, you guys are blowing this chat up. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going down.
Wow, y'all are killing it.
Oh, gosh. Andre Hatchett, I'm in Staten Island. Do you do in-person classes? Andre Hatchett is a world traveler. I don't even know where in the world is Andre.
Where are you, Andre? Let us know in the chat.
But he might come back up to New York just for you. Super chat. Drip, drip, drip. He's so stupid. Honestly, starting a farm is a huge tax benefit. Charm City buyers, aka private farmers.
And you can plant something random. Like you don't have to have no cows.
Honey, listen, in Texas, honey, big deal thing is honey. And the lavender is big too, but they also have tulip farms near Dallas. So it's a big deal. What's the cheapest you bought land for, Stacy R? $500 in North Carolina. But that was because we knew them and it was like an acre. It really wasn't big. I mean, it was a squeeze point too. Only thing you do is put some trailer on it. Andre Hatchett said, not at this time. We'll have one at ATL in the spring. Thank you, Andre. Oh my gosh. They can lease out a certain amount of acres to the military to train. Big money. Dude, they have a building in downtown Fayetteville right now that they let the people run up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Throwing like flash grenades.
That's actually, okay, people do that with their dilapidated houses. Like they'll rent them out to fire stations to use for trainings. Like if you don't really care and you just want the land anyway. I don't know how much it makes, but you could look into that.
What are your views on Chicago real estate market in the South Shore community? What's going on in the South Shore community? Help us out. Help us out with these questions. Like my grandpa's in Chicago and he owns some rentals. He ain't let me get those rentals up. And where he's at, even though it's 92nd Street, it's nothing but him and Italians on that street. It's very interesting. It's very unique.
Chicago's a great.
Y'all should have asked those questions when Terry was here. Terry has a condo in Chicago.
Yeah.
And she got other properties. You know, Terry.
I think she Airbnbs too.
Terry
did she talk about that?
No, I was gonna bring her back on.
Yeah,
Terry's flying into Texas, so we just gonna hang out and we're gonna do a show when she comes.
That's gonna be fun.
So,
she's retired, living that retired life too.
She's just doing whatever she wants. Her and Nita. You be like, where you at today? Hello, ladies. Is Maryland landlord friendly?
It's not as tenant friendly as DC, I don't think, but Charm City, how Landlord friendly is Maryland.
How many minutes have we been on? Is it the 44? Somebody put in the comments 44 minutes. Okay.
44.
Oh, that's fine then. We're still under. We're good. So as soon as you give me some comments on South Shore community, we'll talk about it more. My sister's rent control in Brooklyn just went from $1,600 to $2,200 a month. And that's rent control.
What?
Okay. Charm City Buyer System is best. I bought it. It's lit. Dre is in an Uber. What are your retirement plans at Kendra?
Travel and really just now devote more time to my business, because before when I was working, I was like sneaking and doing stuff for the key resource during the day, or if I would like take off to go do a speaking engagement or something, I'm like, dang, I hope no one from my job sees me, you know, or it's on my webinar or on Ericka's live. I'm going live with her and stuff. So just being free, just doing, I don't know, just doing whatever, just living.
Any other questions, y'all? Come on through. I'll answer a few that I ignored. I'm gonna come back through. Y'all was in here today. There's 130 of y'all in here. Thank you for.
Hey, y'all.
If you've enjoyed the show so far, drop a 2 in the comments just for us. Thank you so much.
Ericka has like serious notes. Like she really, I'm telling y'all, she really cares about you guys and is always like going above and beyond. She's taking notes, writing down stuff.
Well, you know, I used to be blogging sometimes, you know, and I'd be lazy with that blog and I have to like write notes to remember.
People read blogs anymore? Put that in the
comments. What's funny is I get emails every day from it.
Really?
So I feel bad when I don't update it.
I'm like, I don't read blogs anymore.
Well, people read mommy blogs.
Really?
And stuff like that. They read mommy blogs or food blogs where you have a recipe.
No, okay, listen, when I see a recipe and it's like 5 paragraphs in the recipe, I'm like, I don't care what your dog did today and how your husband got on your nerves. Where's the lasagna recipe? Like, who reads that stuff? Maybe it's just me.
There was one question I missed. How soon can you buy another home if you buy an FHA loan?
So if you have an FHA loan, you cannot have 2 FHA loans at the same time. There's a loophole to that I talk about in my house hacking masterclass. But so if you're asking about getting another FHA loan, you cannot have 2 at the same time. And if you have an FHA loan and you want to get a conventional loan after that, you have to live in your FHA loan property for 1 year. So you have to wait until that year is up to then move out of that FHA property, unless you sell it or unless you refinance out of the FHA. So I hope that makes sense.
Wait, say that again.
All right, so
FHA, you can't have 2.
With FHA loans, you cannot have 2 FHA loans at the same time. So if you have an FHA loan and you want to get another one, you have to either sell the FHA property that you already have or refinance out of it. Or you can, if you fit into a couple of these different exceptions, then you can have 2 FHA loans at the same time. People don't really know about them. The other thing is, if you have an FHA loan and you've already lived in that property for the year time frame that you have to live in there, then you can go and get, you can move and go buy another house with a conventional loan if you were planning on. I don't know, what are you trying to move?
What you trying to do? What's you trying to do?
Well, hopefully that helps.
All right, Brent C. Thank you again, Brent C, for the donation today. What would be best, duplex or quadplex, fourplex, basically, to start in multifamily?
Depends on how much money you have and what your goals are.
What city you in?
Depends on the condition of the property.
I'd rather have duplex. I told y'all that because one wall, when you have a fourplex, you still have high turnover. Because
that's what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? The noise, the level of the noise. It's still like an apartment.
Yeah.
Unless you have now, there's some ghetto spots in North Carolina where they'll have 4, like a brick.
In Atlanta and like Georgia too.
Yeah. It's because people don't like to share the walls.
Yeah.
Or nobody over top of them. Literally, listen, I moved from my 3rd 4-bedroom apartment to my 2nd while I'm waiting on my house to be finished built. I almost ran over there and was like, give me any house you got already have built. Yeah. That can be finished in 30 days. Because I'm
sharing walls.
It's annoying. And like the person above me got 2 puppies. Oh, no. Little puppies, girl, and they cry all day. I was like,
I was like, okay. Even if you live in a fourplex or like a 400-unit building, like if you're just renting, like sharing walls sucks, you know. Unless you're not noise sensitive. Maybe we're just noise sensitive.
I think it's an age thing too. I think when you're in your 20s, you know, who cares, right? Yeah. But also people from New York, I'm sorry, I'm not crapping on y'all, but y'all know y'all don't care. Y'all be up in, it'd be this 27th floor. You'll be in there just like, what's the problem? I'm like, seriously. I can't.
So I think it's just preferences. But I mean, I had to do share walls when I was house hacking, and it was just a short-term sacrifice. If it wasn't for that house hack and getting over the noise, I probably wouldn't be retired.
Ian Roberts is the comedian of the day. He said, I get free information from white people, but buy courses from black people. We know ourselves better.
Thank you for that.
I'm just mad my daughter's parents-teacher meeting took so long. Amanda P., I'm sorry you missed almost the whole show because we ain't going to be on here too much longer.
It's going to be up, though. Right?
It's going to be up. I was wondering if people still read blogs because I don't enjoy writing. Candace, you know, it's the only reason I still write my blog is much like I was just going to post videos to it. But actual people, like every day, like I really get emails and I'm shocked. They'll be in the comment section like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like,
that's good.
I'm like, okay. I'll travel out the country every other month. That's your retirement plans? I hear you. Can I have, Ethan Troy, can I have a FHA and a VA at the same time?
I believe so, as long as you've satisfied the commitment to living your FHA loan for that year. But definitely check with your lender.
Kendra, Brooklyn Black said, Kendra, made a NACA appointment. Thanks.
Awesome. NACA is an amazing program. Hey, here's a tip. The NACA meeting is super long. It's like 3 hours, sometimes 3.5. So bring a snack or make sure you eat before you go. It's worth it though. Like it's so informative, but it's freaking long. So bring a snack.
Okay. H. Berry said, thank you. I would like 2 rental properties in process of purchasing an FHA property now. So that second one's gonna be a conventional. She's gonna have to do conventional. So
unless she can get those loopholes, unless she knows how to.
He said, what's NACA?
It's a down payment assistance program. It's one of my favorite programs because not only is there no income restriction, so people, when they hear down payment assistance, they think, oh, I have to be low income. No, you don't. Not for all programs, and especially not for NACA. But a really cool thing about NACA is not only is there no down payment, but you can buy down your interest rate. So NACA is the only program on the face of the planet, well, in the U.S. I'm only going to talk about, I don't know anything about any international program.
I know, like
on the face of the planet in America.
The planet that is America.
That allows you to buy down your interest rate, and you can literally buy it down to like 0.0063, I think. And so I have coaching clients who have literally, you know, they had $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 saved up because they didn't put a down payment down. So they bought down their interest rate, and their interest rate is like 1%. Yeah. It's literally insane. There's no other lender that lets you buy down your rate like NACA does.
Okay.
The way they do it. So
I like it. Because Austin went from 7,000 to 15,000, but then you get your cap is like 90. You can't make more than 90,000 a year.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, but don't worry. In a few years, Austin gonna let you make 100,000. Do I need a real estate license to become a landlord or investor?
No, you guys. I really hate that people are really sitting on the sidelines thinking they need a real estate license. You don't. Let me tell y'all. So getting a real estate license is not only expensive, like taking the class and passing the test, but once you get that license, you have to pay monthly, quarterly, and yearly fees to even keep your license up. And there's nothing in that real estate license course that teaches you about real estate investing. Nothing. All it teaches you is how not to get sued as a real estate agent. So if you want to be an agent and you want to make a career of selling or representing clients, then do it. It's worth it. If you're going to make a career, make money from it. But if you're not going to make a career of being an agent, do not get the license just to invest in real estate. There's nothing they teach you that will help you. If you're trying to learn, get the real estate summit. Yeah. Not only is it cheaper, but once you take it, you have unlimited access and you don't have to pay any fees to keep it up. So
we pretty much teach our courses in that class.
Yeah.
It's a really good deal. I mean, so Andre said you have a Kendra's down payment program booklet?
I do. Yeah, I have. I've done all the research for you for different states, basically showing you all the down payment assistance programs available in the states. And I have it so you can like pay whatever you think it's worth. It's like no price on it. You just enter in whatever you want to pay. I don't know if anyone has a link to that, but I'll share the link with Ericka and she can get it to you guys.
Yeah, people are saying we're kind of about the booklet. I put Kendra's link for the courses in there. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm sorry. Derek Bailey, what's up, Ericka? What's up, Kendra? Did get a notification? I know.
Oh no.
YouTube's pissed with me right now. So I'm trying to. I send so much traffic off the platform. When people come on, they go click the courses before the show's over sometimes.
Okay.
So they They're mad with me right now, but we'll keep fighting the good fight. Listen, if you like the show, throw a 3 in the comments right now. Show Skynet we're still here. Boom.
I'll put the link in my Instagram bio for the down payment stuff if y'all go.
And her Instagram is the key resource. So we're gonna have to wrap this up because we are hungry. I've been drinking this water, trying to let it take me on to the.
And I've been sneaking gummy bears, trying to get a snack.
Part of my taxes went to Ericka and her associates, trying to level up this year. 10x, Amanda. Look at that, 10x, and
wow,
only positivity. Thank you guys. Thank you. Listen, you guys make the show work, man. I'm so proud of you ladies. Even my girlfriend's jealous. What? That's ridiculous. What's her Instagram handle? The Key Resource.
It's at the Key Resource. Can someone type it in?
Andre, anybody? Can somebody type in the Key Resource? The handle, if you got it. Any moderators, I appreciate it if you can. Thank you so much, Ben the Bartender. Ben the Bartender coming through. He be at work all the time, texting in the group chat. I see you, Ben the Bartender. Okay. What else? All right, I'm gonna finish the show out with somebody had paid, so I'm gonna make sure. Thank you so much at Charm City, but thank you, Charm City Bar, at the Key Resource. At the Key Resource. Will I be able to meet with you before you leave DC? The Greek surgeon. I'm supposed to be meeting 1 or 2 people on Sunday, so I mean, if you got time, Sunday probably is the best time, or Saturday before it's too late in the daylight where I can see you.
Right.
Never know. Poof, I'm ready. Yeah, he put you. Thank you, Ben. Shh. Ben, we know you at work. Anyway, thank you, Ben. Though you guys are amazing. Ericka, I've been watching you for years. Thank you, Juliet. I really appreciate that. All right, so because I'm hungry and I'm ready to go,
and because lunch is on her.
I mean, I guess today we'll do that. Where are we going? There was one question somebody asked, and I'm just going to wrap up the show. But before the summit, before I answer that last question, what's the summit? What can they get from it? Who's in it?
The summit is me and 5 other investors teaching you about the different ways that we invest in real estate. So you'll learn about wholesaling, which requires, like, literally wholesaling is a type of investment that requires no money and no credit. You just need time. You learn about tax liens from the tax lien expert. Learn about tax deeds, which are different. You learn about flipping with other people's money from Charm City buyers. You learn about house hacking from me. And I'm missing one. Did I name them all? House
hockey. Yeah. Sandy, house tax deeds.
And the wholesaling,
property maven.
Yeah. Property maven. Oh, property maven. So you also learn about just buying holds, just buying rentals and using Airbnb to make rental income. So it's a little bit of everything. It's like it's almost like ordering like a sampler platter when you go to
and you get to see our whole course. Yeah. It's almost everybody's whole course in there.
That's really good. And you have limited access to it.
House hunter, wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
A Q&A that you get access to too. Like, it's a pre-recorded Q&A session, but a lot of the questions you probably have are in that Q&A session. So,
and we forced her to give us half off. So ready to launch, the word TO, ready to learn. Ready to learn is the code word for half off. Ready to learn, not the number 2, the actual TO. Ready to learn.
And it's already probably too cheap, so y'all are getting a really good deal.
Take her to Horse and Dickies. What kind of shit is that? No.
Oh, it was on Drivers Dine and Dives or whatever that show is called. It's a food restaurant. Yeah, we're not close to that right now. But
how far? Are we too far away?
Yeah. But then you would have to come home with me. It's gonna be too close to my house.
She's like, I don't care about where you have to go.
I'm gonna kidnap you. So.
And then she'll be like, you can get your Uber yourself home. Amanda's about buying again. Stop it, Amanda. You can't buy it twice. Dre said he bought it and loved it. Okay, so Dumas asked me a question. And because he super chatted, I want to respect his super chat as we close out the show. All right. Where do you stand on the truck versus real estate debate? Okay. So always as given, I think it's important that we be increasing our income, but also increasing our passive income. So the truck just plays into it. It's just a vehicle. All these things are just a vehicle. Now, I don't mean the actual vehicle. I mean a vehicle to wealth. Yeah, like it's just a vehicle to money, right? And so I'm a big believer in businesses, real estate, stocks, and tech, right? So when presented with the opportunity from Hood Estates, I learned, this is not that this is easy. Everything is hard, just different types of hard. even though I love YouTube, I love being on here, I might want to take 2-3 months off. I know that sounds crazy to people, but I might not be at here at the same level, same frequency. And so there's other avenues that make me income. So you guys, some of you know, I sold part of my business with my friend. And so now he's doing company on his own. So I sold that business. And I also made several profits from some real estate in North Carolina this past year. Uncle Sam was not nice. But I was like, what's something that can bump the numbers up and I can still take time off?
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I think trucking is probably it's like less maintenance than having a property. Yes. But I mean, there are pros and cons to it. I think it's great to do. You do both.
So that was a long answer to say, I'm just trying to find ways to bump my income to give me the freedom to take 2 months off, have staff. You guys already know I'm buying someone's credit repair business. So the staff is pretty much taking only thing I'm doing when you get credit repair for me is I'm talking to you and I'm making sure and overviewing, make sure your file is being worked on properly.
And you're diversifying right now. You have, you know, it's just kind of like getting a little.
It's just changing it.
Yeah.
So if you said, hey, Ericka, what do you think I should get into? Financially, look at me in my eyes. I know everybody talks about creative financing and no money down and other people's money. If you want very low down payment, I almost would say a house is going to be your first way to go. Why? Because you can house hack it, you can get money from roommates, you can Airbnb it. If you're starting out, if you're someone saying, hey, Ericka, I got a couple rentals, but where I'm at, the prices are too high, Austin's too expensive, or I don't want to invest in this city or that city, and you want to have something different that can bring you about $1,000 a week, I'd say go into trucking. But neither one is cheap. Do you see what I'm saying? And I know people want me to say, well, why are you focusing so much more on trucks? I focus on trucks because, one, I did a video where I talked about 30,000 Sikh Indians that got into the industry in 2 years. So 15,000 people, and they're big on owning the trucks.
Oh, okay.
So if you look up and they all own 2 trucks, now they've got 60,000 trucks on the road and they dominate the whole market.
Right.
And then you're pushed out of a whole nother market. Because let's keep it a buck. We all know several Black people who drive. We don't know all Black people own trucks, but we know a ton who drive. Yeah. We all got an uncle, cousin, somebody.
Yeah, I have a cousin, for real.
You know what I mean? And so I felt like, here we go again in another industry. We're going to be maybe pushed out in the future, unfortunately. So that's just, don't take that negative projection, but just like, I'm a person that looks into the future and goes, what happens when what if another 15,000 Sikh Indians get into the trucking this year? Because they're recruiting them from overseas.
So now you're trying to get in where you fit in, and you did.
There you go. So, and I also want to give people opportunity and jobs. Like the fact that I can hire multiple veterans makes me happy. Cool. And they're not my employees, they're my 1099. So it's like, yo, dude, this is an opportunity for you to make money. Yeah. You can drive as much as you want to. Just respect my trucks, And the reason I opened it up to Group A and Group B was so that people could invest, see it's not that difficult, and now maybe they can go and buy their own trucks. Now they know how much it costs, they know how much I invested. Yeah. We all work together. I'm just showing the opportunities out there. So makes sense. Thanks. Got to act quick. I have 10 relatives that drive. Where's the link to buy the package? We're putting them in there. Here it is. It's in there again. I know a bunch of drivers. My uncle had a trucking company and repair business before he passed. Yeah. And so again, when people say, and honestly, some people may not like real estate. Let's be really honest. There's some people who it's not for everybody. I want them to real estate may not be for you, and I don't want to force you into being like, you have to own real estate to retire. Nah, like you can own 3 trucks. And if you really think about the math, you have $100,000 company right there.
Just make your money make money.
Period.
If you only have money in a savings account and that's it, and you're earning like 7 cents a year, you're going to be like all my coworkers that I left behind who are like 70 and like, just 3 more years while little Johnny is in law school. Just make your money make money. And
the fastest way to retire, 2 ways: make more money and then make that money make money. I mean, that's why I keep talking about cash flow quadrant. That's why I talk about investing. Candace, make your money make. This for real though. Yeah. Ethan Troy wins the next group. Ethan Troy, I'll keep you guys posted on the channel when the next group open up. But right now we're just A and B. We're making sure the process is smooth. And, you know, it's just one of those things.
Oh, thanks, Andre. And yep, see, Candace, Candace is like a financial guru herself, so she gets it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, you guys, listen, we got to go. Ready to learn is the code. Ready to learn.
No spaces.
No spaces. All one word. Ready to learn, half off the summit. And what is online summits? Just so you can finish it out. Online summits.
It's just like bringing different experts together. So I knew there were things that I'm not an expert on, but I wanted my audience to learn about. Like, I'm not an expert on tax liens, and so I brought 5 other investors together. You can learn. It's like a little smorgasbord. How do you even spell that word? Anyway, it's like a little sampler, and you can kind of figure out which, form of real estate investing is best for you. Maybe you'll try more than one.
How long will the code be active? Listen, on my show, I fight for y'all. That code gonna be active forever.
I'm side-eyeing her because I'm forever. Like, it's already too cheap. Like, the price of the summit is too cheap on its own. But she keeps
listen, we're waiting on our tax refunds.
Okay. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but I don't know. It may not be long.
Listen, we're gonna keep that code up. We're gonna keep it up. You get that code when you get your check next week or next month. We're gonna fight for this code.
Ericka be fighting for y'all for real.
Okay, so listen, I want to thank all the show sponsors. Thank you, Legend 1225. Thank you, Sienna Herbert. Thank you, Goddess Noel. Thank you, Brent C, for the big $100 super chat. Thank you, Brent C. Thank you, Black Heights. Thank you, Fifi Georgina. Thank you, Ethan Troy. Thank you, Curtis Davis. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Dynamus Bacchamus. Thank you. Thank you for all you guys. Thank you again. How do I get in Trend Group? How do you get in the Trend Group? Long story short, I put out a assessment Google Doc to see if you met the qualifications. We'll do that again when it's time. So everybody, this is Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. If you don't know who I am, author of Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Real Estate, and Businesses from the Palm of Your Hand. And Kendra, tell them who you are.
Kendra from the Key Resource. Thanks for having me. And I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, you guys. Thank you. Later.